Hello students, welcome back to Unix programming class again. In the previous class we were discussing about the types of files, right? So we discussed that the different types of files are regular file, directory file, FIFO file, character device file and block device file. Those two are the device files, the types of device files, and the link file. So these are the different types of files we discussed, and we were discussing about the regular file. So regular file is a file where it is also having two different categories, text file and the binary file. Then the files can be read and written. See, if you want to read the file, what command you are using? If you want to read a regular file, means you want to display the contents of the file. That means you will use the cat command to display the contents of the file, or you can directly open the file using vi command and visit the file and read the contents. Okay. Then but binary file you cannot read because they are all non-printable characters. Okay, so here in text file they are printable characters, binary file they are non-printable characters. It is recommended that you shouldn't open the binary file because it will be having non-printable characters, and if you try to open it, it may corrupt your system. Okay, so you shouldn't try to open a binary file. Then you can create a file. You can create a regular file using cat command, as we discussed in the previous class, and also using vi command. Okay, cat and vi both can be used for creating a regular file, and you can view the contents through cat command. You can modify, you can visit the file and change the contents of the file, and also you can delete the file. Okay, you can remove the file using a command called rm for remove. Okay, then coming to the directory file, directory is nothing but the contents of, it is collection of files and subdirectories, right? Directory is a collection of files and subdirectories. It is nothing but your folder in Windows operating system. So here Unix provides a means for users to organize their files in a hierarchical structure. We studied that hierarchical structure, right? It starts from the root. Root is also depicted with a slash, and below the root all built-in directories will be stored. Under built-in directories we can have further built-in directories, or we can have user created directories. That is parent-child relationship. Let me tell you that parent-child relationship. So here parent-child relationship means this is the parent of all the files which are coming below this, and these are all, these next level directories are all the children of root. Okay, bin, device, etc, home, lib, sbin, stand, temp, user, var, all these are the children directories of this root. Okay, and further these cat, date, who, the commands which are stored under this bin directory are all children of bin, and bin is the parent of these directories, where in turn this root is the parent of all the directories which are coming under the root. Okay, so then we have home. Home is the parent of Kumar and Sharma. Kumar and Sharma are the child directories of home, and home is a child directory of root. Root is a parent directory of home. That's why it is called as a parent-child relationship. Okay, and Kumar and Sharma are the grandchildren of root. Okay, so Kumar and Sharma are the grandchildren of root because it is 2 levels below the root. So this is a parent-child relationship. Okay, next let us study about the directory files. Okay, we discussed how to create a directory file, right? mkdir is the command which will be used for creating a directory. So whenever you create a directory, in your current directory the directory will be, subdirectory will be created. But if you give a path like this, wherever you are giving that path, under that path the directory will be created. Okay, and after creating you can use it, you can enter into that directory using cd command, cd for change directory. Then for removing that directory you will be using rmdir. Okay, to remove a directory, see, please remember, remove a file you will use rm, just rm, remove. But for removing a directory you will use rmdir, removing the directory. So that directory name you should give which one need to be removed. Okay, so that is how the rmdir is used. And in the previous class we were studying that how to create the directories of this path, right? So we were trying to create the directory of this path. So already when we log into Unix system, will be there in the home directory. Then under home we need to create AIT, under AIT we need to create CSE, under CSE we need to create fifth sem, under fifth sem Unix, under Unix nodes, under nodes directory we will create 3 files, M1, M2 and M3, module 1, module 2 and module 3 nodes. Okay, so this is the hierarchy we need to create of the directories. Let us see how we can create this hierarchy. Okay, in the previous class we created 2 directories using mkdir called AIT and Acharya, right? So let us see with ls command. See, you can see AIT and Acharya which are displayed in blue color, right? The directories will be displayed in blue color. The files are displayed in white color text names. Okay, so now let us delete the AIT and from beginning we will create the hierarchy. Okay, so how to delete AIT? Let us say rmdir for removing the directory space name of the directory. Okay, so I will give AIT, rmdir AIT, press enter. It is failed to remove AIT because directory is not empty. So you should know that whenever you remove a directory, that directory should be empty. See, why that directory should be empty? Because some files may be there in the directory, some subdirectories may be there in that directory which may be useful for us. Unknowingly if we delete the directory, we will lose those files, isn't it? And moreover, being in that directory you cannot delete that directory. Okay, so being in a house, can you demolish that house? No, right? You have to come out of the house, you have to empty the house and then delete the directory. So that's why you have to remove the contents of the directory AIT and then you need to remove it. Let us check what is there in AIT directory. How to check what is there in AIT directory? We have to get into that directory using cd command. Okay, so let us get into that directory using cd command, cd AIT, and then check what is there in that. Okay, so here to check what is there in, now we have entered into AIT directory. How to check? Let us say pwd. See, now we are in the AIT directory, /home/AIT at the end you can notice. So now we are inside the AIT directory. So let us see what is there in AIT directory. Say ls. We created yesterday 2 subdirectories, right? CSE and AA. AA is a file, CSE is a subdirectory. Okay, so let us try to remove CSE. rmdir CSE. Now it is removed. Let us check with ls. See, now CSE is not displayed because it is removed. Now only AA is there. So how to remove AA? With rm command, because it is a file, right? You shouldn't use rmdir. You should use rm for removing a file. So now let us say rm space AA. Now the file is also removed. So now try to remove AIT directory. So rmdir space AIT, enter. So now it fails to remove the directory. It says no such file or directory. Why this error is coming? Because we are inside the AIT directory and we are trying to delete it, which is not possible. Okay, you have to come out of that directory and then delete the file, okay, directory file. Okay, so now let us come out of that directory. How to come out of AIT directory? To come out of any one level of directory, you should use cd space double dot. So what is this double dot? Double dot indicates the parent directory. Okay, so single dot indicate the current directory and double dot indicate the parent directory. Okay, so we will study about this in detail in upcoming discussions. So these are hidden files. Okay, double dot is parent directory. So now where we are going, we are changing our current directory to our parent directory, means we are going one level up. So above the AIT, that means to home we are going back, right? So which is above the AIT? Home, right? Above the AIT, home is there. So when we say cd double dot, we will go one level up, that is home directory. Now check whether we are in home directory. Say pwd. Now we are in home directory. We are out of the AIT directory, right? So now try to remove the AIT directory. You can use up arrow key to go to the previous commands. So now let us say rmdir AIT. Will it remove? Yes, it is removed. Okay. So now you can say ls. Now Acharya is there but AIT is not there. Okay, Acharya is there, AIT is not there because we have removed the AIT directory. Okay, so now let us create the directory hierarchy: home, AIT, CSE, 5th sem, Unix, notes, M1, M2, M3. Okay, so how to create? Let me clear the contents. Okay, so for now check where we are. pwd, we are in the home directory. Okay, so let us create with mkdir AIT directory, mkdir AIT. Now AIT is created. Check whether AIT is created. Yes, previously only Acharya is there. Now AIT also is present. Okay. Now get into AIT directory. Let us say cd AIT. Change directory to AIT. Okay. Before that we can check where we are. Right. pwd. Now we are in home. Now let us say cd AIT. Okay, now we change to AIT directory. Now check pwd. See, now from home to AIT we came to the next level. Okay, so now in the AIT directory you create CSE directory using mkdir command, mkdir CSE. Now CSE is created. Let us check. CSE is created. Okay, under CSE we have to create 5th sem. So under CSE, if you want to create 5th sem, you have to get into CSE directory. Let us say cd CSE. Now check where you are. pwd. See, we are under home AIT CSE. Look at the last 3 levels here. Home AIT CSE. You are in this hierarchy. Okay. So now we are under CSE directory. So now under CSE directory we need to create the 5th sem. Again use mkdir 5th sem. Now this is also created. Let us check whether it is created. Yes, 5th sem is created. So where we are now? We are in home EIT CSE. Let us jump into the 5th SEM. How to get into the 5th SEM directory? Let us say CD 5th SEM. Now check where we are. Now we are under 5th SEM directory. Now under 5th SEM directory, we need to create Unix. Okay. So now let us create mkdir a directory called Unix. Okay. So now Unix directory is created. Let us check ls. See here Unix. See, whenever we are getting into new directories and we say ls, there is only one directory displayed because there are no files and no subdirectories created so far. We have created only one directories under each new directory. So only those new directories will be displayed because no other files or no other subdirectories will be present in the new directory. But whenever you create a new directory, those two hidden files, as I said, dot and double dot. Dot represents the current directory and double dot represents the parent directory. Those two hidden files will always be present. But how to check whether it is present or not? Using an option with ls called -a. -a is an option to display all hidden files. Let us check ls -a. You can see the hidden files. See, dot and double dot, those are also directories, current directory and parent directory. Okay, so whenever you create a new directory, by default this dot and double dot will be present inside those directories. Dot is current directory, double dot is parent directory. So now which is, let me display pwd output. Now we are under which directory? Which is our current directory? 5th SEM is our current directory. We are inside the 5th SEM directory. That is our current directory. Which is our parent directory? CSE, which is one level above. Okay, that is our parent directory, right? So this CSE is our parent directory. 5th SEM is our current directory. Okay, one level above if you go, we will get into our parent directory. 5th SEM is our current directory and CSE is our parent directory. Which is the parent directory of CSE? Parent directory of CSE is AIT. Okay, so which is the parent directory of AIT? Home. Home is the parent directory of the AIT. Okay, so that is how the hierarchy will work. So now our current directory is 5th SEM. So under 5th SEM we have created Unix directory. So we have checked, right? Unix is there. Next, under Unix we have to create a directory called notes. mkdir notes. Now notes is also created. Let us check Unix notes. Okay, so it is created. Okay, we didn't change the directory to Unix, right? That's why under 5th SEM only Unix and notes both are there. Okay, let us remove this notes directory. Let us say rmdir notes because both of them are in 5th SEM only. we didn't change our directory to Unix, right? So it is under 5th SEM only creating notes directory. rmdir notes. So now it will remove the directory. Let us say ls. See, notes is removed, only Unix is present. Okay. So now change the directory to Unix. We are getting into Unix directory. Now say pwd. See, we are under 5th SEM Unix. Okay, last level of this hierarchy you see here. We are under 5th SEM Unix. Previously we were in 5th SEM. Now under SEM we have entered into Unix. Okay, so under Unix we have to create a folder called notes. Okay, so how to create notes? Let us say mkdir notes. enter. So now that is also created. Now check whether it is created or not using ls command. Yes, notes is created. See, all directories are in blue color, right? So notes is created. So now under notes, what we need to create? 3 files, m1, m2 and m3. Okay, so module 1, module 2, module 3 notes we have to create. So now how do we create the file? Either you create the file using vi command or you create the file using cat command with redirection. So let us create the files m1, m2, m3 with cat command. Cat redirection m1, enter. So it will give you space to write something. Let us say module 1 notes, some random content, some contents you can place here, enter. Then let us say Control D to end the contents. Okay, so now we have created m1. Okay, under notes we didn't enter, right? So m1 where it is created, let us check. ls, m1 and notes both are there in the same directory. Okay, so we have to enter into notes and then there we have to create m1, m2, m3. So let us remove m1, say rm m1. Now it will remove the file m1. Let us check whether it is removed or not with ls. Yes, now only, see, previously m1 and notes were there. Now only notes is there because m1 file is removed through rm command. Okay, so now we have to get into notes directory. Let us say cd notes. Now we have entered into notes directory. Let us check pwd. Yes, here you can check, and here we are under notes directory, and which is under Unix, which is under 5th sem, which is under CSE, AIT and under home. Okay, so this is our path now. Okay, we are under notes directory. So under notes directory, create 3 files: cat redirection m1. We can type some contents. Let us say module 1 notes. Then Control D. Okay, so now the file is created. Let us check ls, m1 is created. Okay, similarly let us create m2, cat redirected to m2. Then type some contents, module 2 notes, any content of your choice you can place. Let us say Control D. So for m2 is also created. Let us say ls, m1, m2 both are created. Now m3, create m3, cat redirected with m3, enter. Let us say module 3 notes. Okay, then Control D. So now module 3 is also created. See, m1, m2, m3 files are created. So where we are under home, AIT, CSE, 5th sem, Unix, notes, under notes, m1, m2, m3 files are created. Okay. So now let us go back and check. So to go back directly to home, you can say cd / home. Okay, directly you cannot go, so we can go one level up with double dot. cd double dot means it will go to our parent directory. Okay, before that we will check where we are. pwd, where we are under home AIT CSE 5th sem Unix notes. Okay, so now notes is the last level. So let us check cd space double dot you have to give. See, usually student will do that mistake and say it is not getting executed. After cd you should give a space and then double dot. Okay, so now check where we are. See, now we have come out of notes directory. We are under Unix directory. Again, let us execute cd double dot. So now check where we are. See, now we have come out of Unix directory and we are in 5th sem directory under CSE. So let us execute one more time cd double dot. Okay, now check where we are. We are under AIT CSE. We have come out of 5th sem directory also. Or you can directly 2 levels up together you can come out. You can say double dot slash double dot. So 2 levels at once you can come out. Let us check. See, previously we were in this directory, right? We are previously in this directory. Here home AIT CSE. So now 2 levels up at once we have come out. So we should be out of CSE and AIT together. We should be in home directory. Okay, 2 levels together we have come out. Let us check where we are. See, all together AIT and CSE at once we have come out. Like that you can have different levels, double dot slash double dot slash double dot, like that you can have all together at once. Okay, so this is how you can create the directories, and you have to change the directory to get into that directory, and you need to create another subdirectory or files into those folders. Okay, so you can create directly. Let me say mkdir slash, okay, mkdir okay, let me create mkdir space AIT. See, now I am not getting into AIT slash CSE. I am not getting into CSE slash under this AIT CSE 5th sem is there. I am going to create 6th sem. Okay, so I am going to create 6th sem. I am not getting into those directories, but here only at present. Okay, let me check where we are. So where we are, pwd. Now we are under home. Okay, so now let me create mkdir space AIT slash CSE slash under AIT CSE. Being under home directory, I am not getting into AIT CSE, but being under home directory, I am creating another subdirectory called 6th sem. Okay, I am creating 6th sem. Now it is created. If there are no errors, it is created. So let us check whether it is created or not. Let us say cd AIT. Okay, now we are under AIT. Let us check. Yes, we have come into AIT directory. Now we will go to CSE directory. CD CSE. We got into CSE directory. Now here you check with ls 5th sem and 6th sem. So we didn't enter into the AIT CSE directory, but being at home directory, we created a subdirectory called 6M under AIT CSE by giving the path. Okay, by giving that slash path slash AIT slash CSE slash 6M. So under that path, it created a directory called 6M. Okay, so that is how you can do. So now let us go back to home directory. How will we go back to home directory? We have to go back to home directory. Look here, to go back to home directory, just a minute. Okay, look here, to go back to home directory, we have to go 2 levels up, right? We have to go 2 levels up here to go back to home directory. Out of CSE, out of AIT, we have to go to reach home directory. So what we need to give for CD double dot slash double dot, 2 levels up we have to go. Okay, so now enter. Now check where we are. We came back to home, right? Previously we were in home AIT CSE. Now just by giving this command CD double dot slash double dot, 2 levels up, that is home, we came back. Okay, now how to remove the 6M directory which is there in AIT CSE? Let us check. Directly without going into that directory, you can remove that directory using RM. Okay, RM AIT slash CSE slash 6M. Okay, so this is how, sorry, RMDIR you have to give, right? RMDIR, because we need to delete a directory, not a file, right? So we have to give RMDIR AIT slash CSE slash 6M. Enter. See, now it says failed to remove AIT CSE 6M, no such file or directory. Why? Because 6M S is small. We have given S is capital. Just observe here, 6M S is capital, right? But we are given here 6M S is small. So it is saying that no such file or directory. So for that purpose, you just give this SEM S capital. Now try to remove. Now it is removed. Okay, so let us go and check whether 6M is removed. See, previously here we saw that 5th SEM and 6th SEM directories, subdirectories were there under CSE. Now go to that directory and check whether it is there or not. So how to go? CD AIT slash CSE. Directly you can go 2 levels by giving this. Enter. So now we have changed to AIT CSE. Check, we were in home, now we are in AIT CSE. Directly you can go 2 levels below also by giving the path. Okay, you can give 2 levels above or multi levels above or multi levels below by giving the path. By giving the path, you can go multi levels below. By giving the double dot multi levels, you can go multi level above. Okay, so now you check the files here. See, now only 5th SEM is there because 6th SEM we deleted, right? 5th SEM we deleted. So that is how you can do. Clear? So that is how you can use mkdir cd command and rmdir command, and also rm command we used, right? And cat command for creating the files. Is it clear? Any doubts, please ping me. If it is clear, it's fine. Otherwise, please ping me. I will clear your doubts. Okay, this is how we created this path hierarchy of directories, subdirectories and files. Okay, the next type of file which we are going to discuss is the device file. Device file is containing the devices which are connected to our system. Maybe it is IO devices, drives and other devices which you connect to your system. Okay, all we have seen that anything and everything is a file in Unix. Even the devices which are connected to your system are treated as files only. Okay, a physical device may have both block and character device files for different access methods. So there are actually two device types files. One is block device file and the other one is character device file. So let us see what are those. Block device files. So here you can see it is block device file. So block device file, it represents a physical device that transmits data a block at a time. A block means 8 characters, a block of 8 characters, or it may be a chunk of characters. Okay, a block of characters at a time. It will transmit a block of characters, a chunk of characters at a time. Example, hard disk drives and floppy disk drives. They will transmit from one device to another device a block of characters at a time. But whereas the character device files are those which will transmit data in character based manner, that means serial manner. You might have heard of serial devices, right? So character by character, one by one, it will transmit character based manner. Okay, for example, such devices are line printers, modems and consoles. So these are the devices which will transmit the data character by character, whereas block device files transmit the data one block at a time. Okay, so that is the difference between block device and character device files. So a device file may be a character device file or block device file. An application program may perform read operation or write operation on a device. See, normal users cannot access a device file, only kernel can access a device file. We have studied that kernel will directly communicate with the hardware, right? So kernel can access the device files. OS means operating system will automatically invoke an appropriate device driver function to perform the actual data transfer between the physical device and the application. So what operating system will do? It will invoke an appropriate device driver. Okay, it will invoke an appropriate device driver for performing the data transfer between the devices. So what is this device driver? Device driver is a program that operates or controls a device attached to the computer. Okay, it operates or controls any device which is attached to your computer, and also it enables different hardware devices for communication with the operating system. Okay, so this device driver is a program which will also enable the hardware devices for communication with the operating system. Okay, so such softwares, the OS will automatically invoke to make the hardware devices function. An application program in turn may choose to transfer data by either a character based or block based. Okay, so an application which you are running to perform some operation, it may choose by itself whether it wants to use the block device file or a character device file. It want to transmit data blocks at a time or a characters at a time. The application can only choose. A device file is created in Unix via mknode command. Okay, so this is the command mknode command which is used to create a device file. Either it is a character device file or a block device file. You can create using mknode. Mknode stands for make node. Okay, make node means make a device. Whenever you are attaching a new device to your computer, that file need to be created under /device. Okay, /device is a directory which is under root. Slash means root, right? Under root device file is there. We studied in the previous class, right? Under root directory there is a directory called device, where all your devices which are connected to your system will be residing, right? So whenever you attach a new device to your computer using this make node command, you will be creating a device file in the /device directory. How to create the device file using make node is make node /device. Under /device only you have to create the device file. Under /device you are creating another subdirectory called cdsk, cd disk. Okay, cd disk drive you are creating, disk, and C. So this C you just observe, this is indicating that you are creating a character device file. Means you are choosing that this CD disk should transmit the data character by character at a time. Okay, so that is C. That C after this path indicating that it is a character device file. Okay, then this 115 you can see here, this is the major number. 115 is the major number and this 5 is the minor number. Okay, we'll see what is that. Okay, make node is a it's a command which is creating a device file. Where it is creating here in this path under /device. We are creating a subdirectory called cdsk where your new device will be made to operate. Okay, and you are telling that this C, with C you are telling that it is a character device file. If it is a block device file you will say B. Okay, after that this 115 is a major number and this 5 is a minor number. Okay, see here, C indicates that it is a character device file, 115 is a major device number and 5 is a minor device number. For block device file you will give the character B instead of C here. Okay, to create block device file. What is this major device number? It is an index to a kernel table that contains addresses of all device driver functions known to the system. Okay, so all device driver functions. We discussed what is a device driver, right? Device driver is a software program which will make the hardware devices to function. It will invoke, right? So those are the device drivers. So all the device drivers connected to the devices of your system, there is an index with the kernel. It will maintain a table of those index with the kernel. Whenever a process reads the data from or writes the data to a device, the kernel uses the device file's major number to select and invoke the device driver. Okay, so that list is there, no, that device driver list is there with kernel. So whenever a major number is used, that major number is used by the kernel to select the device driver, which device driver need to be selected for performing operations. That is given by the major number to select the device driver. So what is this minor device number? An integer value. So this minor device number is an integer value to be passed as an argument to a device driver function when it is called. So this minor device number See, major device number will select the device driver, whereas minor device number is passed as an argument to this device driver. It tells what it tells. It tells that it tells that device driver function, what actual physical device it is talking to. So suppose there are three printers which are connected to your system. One is a laser printer, one is a inkjet printer, and another one is a dot matrix printer, let us say. So three different types of printers are connected to your system, and there is one printer driver. Okay, there is one printer driver which is selected by this major device number. Okay, but there are three printers. So now which printer to be accessed, whether a laser printer to be accessed for printing the document, or the inkjet printer, or the dot matrix printer, which printer need to be selected? That is given by this minor device number. It will tell you exactly which device, which particular device need to be selected for performing the operation. Major device number will tell you which device driver need to be selected. Okay, that is the importance of minor device number and major device number. So you saw here, right, minor device number and major device number. This is 115 here is the major device number, 5 is the minor device number. This is for selecting the device driver. This is for selecting the particular device which you are going to work with. Okay, so let us study the FIFO file in the next class. That's all for today. Have a good day. Bye.